Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin price is continuing to play out the rejection from this important price level, while Ethereum plays out this new bearish pattern in the short term, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, starting off on the daily Bitcoin to US dollar chart, and over the last one day, we have now seen a rejection from that $27,000 area, which is currently acting as a bit of resistance after previously acting as support. And obviously, this is happening while we're also seeing the daily Bitcoin price oscillators still trending in the bearish direction, as I've been saying almost every day over the last 1 to 2 weeks or so. Because obviously, if you're looking at the daily Bitcoin RSI, this is currently forming lower highs and lower lows, while the daily Bitcoin MACD is also forming the same thing, with the histogram within the MACD indicator still currently in the red. And now, once again, as I've also said in recent videos here on the channel, this is not the first time we have seen this throughout this larger multi-month long bullish trend, because obviously we also saw this back during around February to March, and clearly what we saw back then was a decent sized pullback in the price of Bitcoin before the larger trend continued on later on, around a few weeks and months later. And now, of course, it's possible for the larger multi-month long bullish trend to ultimately reverse into a new bearish trend. But for that, like I've said recently on the channel, on the larger timeframes, I'll be looking out for signals like that super trend indicator on the 4-day timeframe flipping bearish, which would require a confirmed break back below around 24,000. And so at least as of right now, considering that has not yet happened, as of right now, we are technically still within this larger multi-month long bullish trend. It's just in the more shorter term, obviously we are looking more bearish than bullish in the more shorter term. And this is also due to the fact that we have obviously seen a break to the downside here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart from this symmetrical triangle pattern, which did activate a technical price target at around 24.1k. And as of right now, this technical price target is still in play because we have not yet seen a confirmed breakout back above 27.5k, which would invalidate that price target and invalidate this pattern if that actually happens. But once again, at least for now, we have not yet seen that happen. And in fact, we've seen a confirmed rejection from this level, which was acting as previous support and is now acting as a resistance, which is also a bearish signal, at least in the more shorter term here, further confirming this break to the downsides. And so once again, this is just another reason as to why I've been saying that in the short term, obviously we are looking more bearish than bullish just at the moment. And on top of that, of course, over the last 2 days, I have been warning about this hidden bearish divergence here on the 4-hour Bitcoin charts, because clearly we have lower highs here in the price of Bitcoin, while the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI has confirmed higher highs, which once again is a hidden bearish divergence. And as the name suggests, this is of course a bearish pattern. Now, obviously it is only a shorter term bearish pattern, which means I wouldn't necessarily expect a major crash or significant movement just based on this pattern alone. But instead, as I've said over the last 1 to 2 days, I would continue to expect a little bit of short-term bearish price action here, which is exactly what we have been seeing as expected. And so considering the fact that the price of Bitcoin is still forming lower highs and lower lows on the smaller time frames here in the shorter term, obviously the trend and momentum at the moment is still more bearish than bullish in the short term. And as I just said, this is also due to these other factors like this hidden bearish divergence currently playing out, and this break to the downside and confirmed rejection here on the 8-hour chart. And of course, on the daily chart, the price oscillators also trending in the bearish direction. So due to all of these reasons, as of right now, in the shorter term, and as I've also been saying over the last 1 to 2 weeks, I am still leaning more bearish than bullish as of right now. But this does not necessarily invalidate that larger multi-month long bullish trend. So of course, we can experience indicates shorter term bearish price action for even a few weeks or even a month or so before continuing the larger bullish trend, because obviously that's pretty much exactly what we saw back here throughout February and March, and obviously that did not invalidate that larger trend. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video. This is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and right now as of recording this video, the price of ETH is testing this area of support in between 1770 to 1820. And now if we end up seeing a confirmed break back below 1770 with things like daily candle closes back below that level, then in that case we have this area of support sitting in between 1650 to 1.7k. And in fact, if the price of ETH does end up pulling back down towards around 1650 to 1.7k, then that would give us around the same sized pullback from this local high to that area as to what we saw back here during around February to March. And so obviously we have seen this type of price action before. In fact, just a few months ago, we saw this price action, and that can also be said here in the price oscillators. Once again, we're seeing the price oscillators trend in the bearish direction, but this is also what happened during around February to March, where we did end up seeing that decent sized pullback during the larger bullish trend. So once again, as of right now, due to those reasons here on the daily chart, I'm still leaning more bearish than bullish in the shorter term at the moment while we are in this pullback. But as I just said, this can still occur within a larger trend. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And obviously just recently, we have seen a confirmed rejection from this area of resistance, which is sitting in between around 1830 to 1850. And as for the next area of support in the short term to pay attention to, we have this level of support based on this low and these previous lows sitting at approximately 1760. And below that level of support, we have this more significant area of support based on these previous lows sitting in between around 1.7k to 1730. And once again, as I've warned over the last 2 days, we do have this hidden bearish divergence currently playing out here in the price of ETH on the 4-hour time frame, because obviously we have confirmed lower highs in the price of ETH, while the 4-hour Ethereum RSI has confirmed higher highs. And so what this basically means is that it's unlikely we're going to see any significant bullish momentum in the shorter term, and instead it is more likely that we're actually going to see a bit of short-term bearish price action, or at the very least some choppy sideways price action. So once again, as I've said over and over again recently on the channel, due to all of these reasons, I am currently leaning more bearish than bullish in the short term here on the smaller time frames, especially in terms of the trend and momentum, if you're looking at the lower highs and lower lows, for example. But obviously this is just in the shorter term, because if you zoom out to that daily time frame, clearly the lows are in a higher low formation while the highs are in a higher high formation here on the daily chart. So essentially right now we are still looking short-term bearish, longer-term bullish until proven otherwise. And now if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.